Hi, everyone. It's Nay here. Unfortunately, Lola is not feeling well, so I am going to be running the show on my own today. Hopefully, I'll do a good job because this is my first time ever actually, running the show. So we'll see how I do today. But I hope everyone's doing well today. And today we're going to be talking about some beginner thrifting tips. So also, if you're a seasoned thrifter, there'll be some tips that you might benefit from as well. So who are we? We are, well, my partner is Lola, and she is she sells on Poshmark, Depop, eBay, and so do I, and I'm Nay. And we our whole idea about this is not just for reselling, but we also love thrifting because it's sustainable for the environment, and there's a lot of textile waste, and it's great for you're thrifting for yourself. I have 3 sons, and I thrift all of their clothing. They're always growing, and I can't see paying retail prices. So all around, we talk about every element of thrifting, not just selling. And the topic of today's show is 10 things that we wish we knew when we started thrifting. So tips that both if you're a thrifter or yourself to flip, but also just thrifting for yourself. So I think, oh, that's not it. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just gonna run to the next section. Okay, so unfortunately, next week we will not have a show. It's Thanksgiving, so we're gonna take a week off next week. So we'll see you on December 6th, I believe. And we do have an exciting show coming up, which I will show you in a little bit. So our first section is what thrifted items are Nay and Lola wearing? So it's just me today, but I will show you that I am wearing, hold on a second. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I am wearing this hat that I thrifted. It is super cozy. It's like a slouchy hat, and it's kind of my go-to hat in the winter when it's a cold day and I just want to. So today I'm wearing comfy clothes. It's cold here and kind of cloudy and rainy, and so this sweater that I'm wearing is actually, the brand is called Woolrick. Some of you might be familiar with it. It is a Bolo brand. This sweater I did buy for resale, but it's so super comfy and cozy that I couldn't sell it. So here is the tag for that. Okay, so that's the tag for the sweater that I'm wearing. So that's what the Woolrick tag, and they have different, for different eras, they have different tags. If you go on to vintagefashionguild.com, I believe they have all of their labels over time. This is a more recent label though, maybe like mid 2000s. So and then my earrings, actually, they're really hard to see, but I'm going to show you a picture of what they actually look like. They're enamel earrings. They are super adorable, and I thrifted them for $3 at a local thrift store. And oh, that's not it. Let me see here. Trying to find my earrings to show you. I think this is it. Yeah, so these are my earrings. They're little teapots, and they are super cute. They're kind of like vintage teapots. And when I get to my thrifted decor, you're going to see that my outfit kind of matches my thrifted decor today. So I love these little enamel earrings. They're so adorable. So that's what I am wearing today. That's thrifted. And okay, so now we're going to do our home decor section. So I have some really awesome items today to show you guys. Okay. Okay, so here's our thrifted decor segment, and we show you basically, items that you have, around your home, decorative items, art is another thing. So all of those kind of things that you can find in a thrift store. So my first item here matches my earrings, and it's this lovely little teapot. So this teapot, actually, now I did not thrift this. This was my grandmother. So it's not something I'm going to sell, but it is something that you can look for in the thrift stores. The brand on it is Gibson, and it's made in England. It's stamped on the bottom. And unfortunately, these do not surprisingly bring that much for resale, but sentimental value, and they're really pretty, if you have a china closet or something. So I think that, thrifting this for yourself, maybe not necessarily for resale, but if you can find one for $1 and flip it for, $25, then that's worth it. But anyway, so I have this teapot, and then this I found. I actually ended up getting it for free, oddly. So it says El Gecko, and it's a little gecko. It's so adorable, and it is a signed print and numbered. So I have to look up what it's worth. I'm really not sure, but I have a feeling that one of my boys will be claiming this for their room. So oddly, on the back, they mounted it on priority, on a priority box. So that's pretty funny. And it was $3. And I was at a small local thrift store, and I paid for everything I had, didn't have that much, some clothes for my kids basically. And she realized that she didn't ring up the picture. So she was the owner, and she was like, you know what, just take it, just you can have it for free. So I ended up getting that for free. So that was a good thing. And then also on my lap, because it's cold today, is my favorite thrifted Afghan. It's super 70s. It's huge, and it's so warm. So that is my thrifted home decor for today. And now we are going to get into our main segment, which is 10 thrifting tips for beginners. So one thing that I would say is become an expert at your local store. You have to know the sales, when stock goes out, the policies and everything. So I have, bought things at thrift stores, in the early days, and then realized that the color went on sale the next day, and I could have gotten it for half off. So, just be aware of the sales and when the stock goes out. Let's see. And I'm sorry, I was going to do banners, but I'm kind of like last minute here. So I'm just going to talk about the points. So even the big chains have policies that vary from store to store, and some allow returns, some don't. I mean, and also different stores in different regions, like different Goodwills, have different policies. For example, the greater Philadelphia area and southern New Jersey, Goodwills that are near me, they have a no return policy. But I went to the New York City region, New York City and North Jersey region Goodwills. They allow returns. So it's all different. So learn the policies. Some give discounts when you donate, like Savers. Goodwill does not. So some stores rotate the colors, and they have dollar days. They offer coupons. Sign up for their email list to get the inside scoop, and don't be afraid to ask questions of the employees. Make friends with the employees. It makes thrifting a lot more fun. Plus they might give you some inside scoop. I have made friends with a lot of the employees especially in the Philadelphia stores, and some of the girls in my Goodwill in Philadelphia, they take care of me. They come in and they're like, oh, we put this, they would put things aside for me. They would show me like, oh, this just came out, this is a great item. And they would give me a discount at the register, when they could. So really, really cool, to get to know them. And I think that's, that's a great thing to do, because the employees are your friends, definitely. So all of those things, just be aware of their policies, of their sales and everything. Learn that early on, because if you don't, you might end up paying a lot more for items that you could get for a lot less. So that is number one. And let's see. Oh, So Sabrina says the Goodwill where I am has no returns. Yeah, that's pretty much most of the Goodwills. But now in the New York City region where I moved, they do. So it's so different. But they don't have color. They have one color a week, but it's 40% off, not 50% off. In Philadelphia region, they have two colors and they're both half off. So as you can see, the policies are really different between different Goodwills and different stores. So number two is it's easy to be overwhelmed. Do your best at do your best to stay focused. So if you're new to thrifting and you walk into a thrift store, there are so many sections and there's so much stuff, and here you are, like, walking into this store, and it can be a very overwhelming feeling. You don't know what you're looking for. You don't know what to look for. You have to dig. There's so much stuff. So the best thing to do is know that you don't have to make it through the entire store. Pick one or two sections to start with and just go through those carefully. You'll build up stamina over time. So definitely, like if you just go into the women's clothing section first, or the shoes. I love shoes, so that's a great section. Just go in and go through the shoe section. Ignore the rest of the store. You can just do it that way, and then the next day you can come back and do a different section. So that's one strategy to not be overwhelmed. And then also having a wish list can help you focus when you're first starting out. So you keep a list of things that you'd like to get for yourself at the thrift store, and then treat it like a scavenger hunt. So a new pair of jeans, a teapot, a vintage embroidery wall hanging, or whatever. So that can be kind of fun too. So just stay focused and try not to get overwhelmed. Just know that over time you will really learn the art of thrifting, and it'll kind of come naturally. You won't be as overwhelmed. It'll go faster. So, just get in there and try one section at a time. Number three is, okay, so you already have some unique expertise that will help you find gems that other shoppers might not. So what is your day job? Do you have, or your hobbies? Maybe you do a job that uses specific equipment, or you might be able to recognize items that other people would have no idea what they are. So a lot of you probably have, different hobbies. I know I'm an artist, so I know some things about art supplies and whatnot. Just if maybe you collect teapots, and so definitely use your expertise when you're a beginner when you're a beginner, definitely use that expertise that you already have. You already have some skills. I know everyone does. So definitely hone in on your skills. And so brainstorm some stuff that you know something about, and then go hunting for it at the thrift store. Be aware, just think about it. What do you know about? What do you know that's unique that other people might not know? So number four is to keep an open mind. So serendipity is definitely the fun of thrift shopping. If you walk into a thrift store and you're thinking, I need a red dress with sequins for a wedding, whatever. Chances are you're not going to find that specific item. So go in with a more open mind and think, I need an outfit for a wedding. I need a dress for a wedding. And maybe you'll find earrings and shoes, but not the dress, or the dress. And, just kind of be open-minded, just go through all the dresses and be, don't think like I'm going to get this specific item, because chances are you're not going to find that. So if you're buying to thrift, also remember that not every potential buyer shares your taste and style. So there are great items to flip that you might not consider buying for yourself. So if you consider something, not in your taste, or don't thrift emotionally, definitely, think about other people collect this. Other people might like this style. Just because it's not something that you like doesn't mean that other people are not going to buy it. So, you're definitely passing up some money there if you have that mindset. And number five is look through the whole store once you've built up your stamina. So after I suggest going section by section first, like take a section one day, maybe if you can brave two sections, try that. Just don't, the whole store is a little overwhelming at first. So after you build up your stamina, then you can try the whole store, and see how that goes. So, and remember these tips, that clothing items are often misplaced. So they're in the wrong size area. There's men's clothing in the women's section, vice versa. People just put things in the wrong spot. Sometimes the thrift store actually mislabels items. They think it's a women's item when it's really a kid's item or something like that. And know that vintage sizes are often sized as if they're modern. So if they do separate by sizes, or they have a size on the tag, just know that like a vintage 8 is more like probably a modern size 4. So just know that things definitely are different sizes when they're vintage. And be open-minded with the sizes too, because everything runs differently. So, you know, something might be labeled an extra large, but it may fit more, you know, have a slim fit and may fit you more like a medium, or so kind of ignore the sizes if you're shopping for yourself. And so sometimes, you know, like clutches and wallets can end up in the dollar makeup bag pile. I found an Isabella Fiore bag. I found an Emilio Pucci bag. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's a very high-end designer. I found one of his little clutch that he designed in with all of the dollar makeup bags. So definitely, you know, keep an open mind and look in different areas, and don't expect to, you never know what you're going to find where. So number 6 is definitely to keep your phone charged. It's the best way to research on the go. So if you look up sold prices on brands that are new to you, even if the item is damaged or something you wouldn't buy, it's a great way to learn. So so definitely, you know, I think thrifting in itself is an education experience. If you're going through the thrift store and you don't know a brand and you're on the fence, maybe you can look at the quality. Does it feel like high quality? Look in your phone, do some research, look at the eBay solds and see, you know, just Google the brand, you know. So sometimes, you know, your phone is your friend and you can educate yourself while you're thrifting with your phone. So, yeah, and even if like sometimes I'll find like a cashmere sweater in a high-end brand and it's got a big moth hole or a stain or something. So you know you're not going to buy it, but you can still learn about the brand. You can still look up the brand and think, well, that's a bolo. So next time, which is be on the lookout for, that's something to look for next time I go thrifting, and maybe I'll find something that is not damaged or stained or has a hole in it in that brand. So definitely, you know, use it as an educational experience. And yeah, both Poshmark and eBay, it's so Etsy too. It's easy to look up the sold items in your phone. You know, it takes like 2 seconds, you know, so learn your apps and definitely look up the prices, you know, so that you don't make a mistake and buy something that, you know, isn't going to sell well, or vice versa. You pass up something that is going to sell great. So number 7 is you have to carefully inspect all of your items for flaws before you purchase them. So yeah, so often thrifters do this all at once at the end of the shopping trip. So what I do, this is my method. I go around the thrift store, load up my cart. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so my throat's a little raspy right now. So what I do is I load everything in my cart. Even if it's something that I don't know if I want, I put it in my cart, because if I leave it there and then I decide later that that's something that that I was going to get, it'll be gone. So definitely, you know, I usually pull my cart over at the end, go through everything. Sometimes I research again, you know, make sure that it's something that's really going to sell well. And then I inspect everything. So what you need to do with sweaters is hold them, like especially cashmere and wool, hold them up to the light. And if you see any holes that are kind of irregular shaped, a hole like in the seam, like let's say, you know, right here, there was a rip, that's a different thing. But moth holes will be irregular and they'll be sporadic. And if something has moth holes, usually pass it up, because the only exception is cashmere. You can sell them as cutter sweaters, which, you know, crafters will buy them if you have a lot of them. But other than that, you do not want moth holes, because once you have it dry clean, more moth holes will show up because the fabric is already damaged by the moth. And even if it's not a full hole, the fiber is already damaged. So once it gets dry cleaned, you might have more holes show up. So keep that in mind. And know what flaws you're willing to fix. Maybe you have talents and maybe you can sew, maybe you can fix something, you know. So If something's just missing a button or a button's loose or something like that, that's not a deal breaker. You can definitely fix that. And like moth holes, that's a deal breaker. Stains that are old and really set in, you can kind of tell when something, if you have a vintage item and there's like a big stain on it, chances are that stain has been there for decades. And although some stains do come out, that's something that you might not want to chance. So number 9 is definitely be picky. So not every single item is a good brand. That's a good brand. It has to come home with you. So if you see something, pass it up if you're thrifting for yourself and you don't really love the style, or if you're thrifting for resale and it's damaged, or you're just kind of on the fence about it. You don't have to bring home every single item like that. So, and sometimes it is really exciting when you find a Bolo brand for the first time. But if it's not great, skip it, and just know it's an education. Like I said, you can look at the, look at the tag, look at how it's made and everything. And then you know what to look for next time. Like maybe if it has a flaw in it, you're going to pass it up. So there will be another one in your future, definitely. And this is very, very important. So not every single great deal is something that you need. So I have done this. I have made this mistake in the past, especially when I was a beginner. So my Goodwill back in Philadelphia had Dollar Day Sundays. So all of the 2 colors that were on sale for half off during the week became $1 on Sunday. And it was a madhouse. And I made the mistake of buying a lot of inventory that maybe is bread and butter, maybe, but it ends up overwhelming you. So you have to think, if this was $4, would I still buy it? And sometimes the answer is no, and just, leave it behind, because you can easily get death piles, and you can easily build up, lots of inventory and be super overwhelmed. So keep that in mind. And also, too many items quickly can be stressful. So whether it's a dust pile or projects that you're going to upcycle and repurpose. So if you are somebody that's kind of crafty like Lola is, and you're going to upcycle or repair something, don't give yourself too many projects at once, because that's just going to overwhelm you. So number 9 is, when you're looking at hauls on social media, remember that, like all social media, you're seeing the best of what someone has found. So a lot of times, and that's why when we do our segment, the market report, we just pull our last 2 sales just randomly, and it could be a dud. Like, we're not showing necessarily our best scores. So, everybody makes mistakes. Not everything sells well. And a lot of times, when you're looking at solds, or you're looking at, they show something that, is the best of what they found. So not like when you look at hauls on YouTube and whatnot, a lot of times, you're seeing like the best items that they found, or you're seeing the best sold. So don't always rely on that, because, everyone has duds, everyone makes mistakes, and you learn from your mistakes. So, the most successful thrifters go all the time. This is really important. So sometimes there are bad days and you don't find anything. You're not bad at thrifting. It's just the store, it's just an off day, and the store just doesn't have, a lot of good items. But the next day you might go in and they might have, that St. John sweater sitting there in the newly, out section, or, whatever. You might find something really good the next day. So it's often just a matter of luck. Like, lots of items do get pulled out on the just out rack before they even get onto the floor. So you definitely have to be in the right place at the right time. So this has happened to me. I do look at, I kind of, pay attention to when the employees are about to put something out, and go over. I know, you might feel like, a little shy, just go over and look through it, because that's where you find the best stuff. Definitely. I found a Brahmin purse that's a very high-end purse, and it was sitting on in the rack to go out, and I grabbed that so fast. So somebody else would have come along and grabbed it. But that's usually where, you can find a lot of great items. So be aware of when they put things out, and, jump on it. And then the last thing is, it's okay to make mistakes. So we've all bought, like I said before, we have all bought things that are duds, and we didn't buy things that we regretted leaving. That's happened to me once. There was, I forget the brand of the pajamas, but I wish I could remember the brand, but there was a set of pajamas. This I'll never forget, at Philly 8 Thrift and in Philadelphia, and they were like $80 pajamas or something like that. They were really expensive pajamas. And I saw them, I had them in my hand, and I was like, I have too much stuff. I'm not going to get these. And then I immediately regretted it. I went back, and of course they were gone. So, stuff like that happens to all of us. And we've all bought stuff that's duds, but every single dud is a lesson learned. So remember that. It's a lesson. It's you're educating yourself. So mistakes are good because you learn from them. So, and also flawed items are an opportunity to try mending them. You can try test stain removal techniques, learn how to sew a button on. So I think definitely, okay, let me see some of the comments in the chat here. Yeah, so Elizabeth says, yes, I listed new tags 80s jeans with a 28 inch waist. See, yeah, definitely. Vintage sizing is definitely not on par with modern day sizing. Usually smaller. Sometimes in the 80s, even they had oversized items that, it says it's a size small, but it's huge, so you really can't judge anything by the sizing. And okay, so Tim says, what section do you hit first? So usually for me, I will hit either the dress section or the shoes. I love my shoes, and that's probably my favorite section. So, but I also love the dress section for some reason. Those are the two sections that are my favorites. I usually hit first, and then I'll usually go through the rest of the women's clothing, hit the men's, and then go through like the housewares and the hard good items. But yeah, those are definitely. And let's see, do we have any other comments in the chat here? Georgia says hi from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Hello. And I've never been to Pigeon Forge before. Let's see. Elizabeth says, recently I've seen a couple sellers say that they're using a clear poly bag inside a package to protect clothes that they ship. Yeah, I do that. So what I have been doing I've been doing different things for Poshmark and eBay. For Poshmark, because of the fact that they're a little more like, it's kind of a little more cutesy, and people are kind of looking for that nice packaged item. And I wish I had an example to show you, but what I do is I take not a clear poly bag, but I have decorative poly bags, like they have flowers or whatever on them. Put the item in that, don't use tissue paper or anything. And then I put my sticker on it. I have a sticker that just says the name of my Poshmark closet, that kind of thing. And thank you for your purchase. So I usually will stick that onto the poly bag and then put it in. Usually I use priority boxes or priority mailers for Posh, because everything, goes priority. So then I'll tuck it into that. So for eBay, what I usually do, sometimes I will do the same thing. Sometimes I don't. I just use the poly bag, and it's fine. It's really kind of a personal choice. So that's my answer for that. So yeah. So definitely when you are thrifting, if you're new to thrifting, definitely keep in mind that not everything is going to be a score, that you're not always going to find a holy grail, though sometimes you might. And, just I guess the best takeaway from everything is keep an open mind. That's really important. Don't, like I said, don't go in expecting to find one specific item. Just keep your mind open, and look through. Once you've become a seasoned thrifter, look through all the sections and realize that they mislabel things. And so those are our tips for beginners. Now, I am going to, let me share. And I apologize because I am not usually the tech person in the show. So it is not my forte for sure. 7. I'm trying to find. Bear with me for a second. I'm sorry. Okay, that's not it. Sorry. So I apologize because I kind of I'm not a tech person at all by any means. And okay, that's not what I want to show. Oh, I thought this would be a lot easier than it is. So nope, that's not it either. I'll find it. Just bear with me. If anybody has any questions in the chat, in the meantime, please let me know. So, nope. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. I'm sorry. Tim says I'm doing great. Yeah, I do apologize because I'm kind of a little slow on the share screen thing. I had my little cheat sheet here, but it's not really. Nope, that's not it. So I had these in order on my laptop, and they're no longer in order for some reason. So, oh my gosh, I keep showing that. Okay. All right, so I'll get there. So if anybody has any questions in the chat, please let me know. And I apologize for my horrible, I think this might be it actually. Yeah, so, okay, so here we go. So I am going to do our market report. So this is our 2 most recent sales. So not necessarily sales that are, that are big scores or bullas. We just randomly pick our last 2 sales as of Thursday on whatever platform that we sell on. And so these are, so I will show you my scores, which are, well, not scores, I'm sorry. I just said these. Okay, so the first thing that I'm sharing is not a score, actually. So this is, I sold this on Poshmark. It's a cute little, it's actually a really cute kind of like bolero sweater. If you look here, you can see like the back of it, it was crocheted and it had sequins on it. It was really pretty. So this is one of the examples. This is actually a great example of something that I got for $1 and the dollar day, but it's been listed for a year and it went through the entire last holiday season, and somebody finally bought it in January, and I sold it. I actually sold it on eBay first, and they returned it. So I tried listing it on Posh, and this brand, White House Black Market, it is a great brand, and it's pretty expensive when you buy it new, but unfortunately, it's not as popular with reselling. It's kind of a bread and butter brand, but it just doesn't sell as well for me. So I finally took an offer of $13, and remember, Poshmark takes 20% of that. And, so still I made something on it, but it sat for so long. And, so there's an example of something that I paid $1 for that maybe I shouldn't have been so quick to pick up. But it did sell, eventually. And so that's my first item. And let's see, my next item is this one. I just sold last night. I sold these Lacoste with the alligator men's size 9 denim high top sneakers. So these sneakers also sat for a while. So I should have, I paid, let's see, they sold for $34 plus shipping, and I paid $5.99 for them. So really not a bad sale. And they sat for, I think I listed them sometime in the summer, and they sold on eBay for $34 plus shipping. So that was a pretty good deal. It was a fair offer. I took it, so yeah, so definitely that was kind of a score. So I showed you one that wasn't so much of a score and one that was. So now I'm going to answer some of the questions in the chat. So John wants to know, do you tend to list your more expensive thrifted items first? I'm going to say most of the time I try to, especially, because I mix them up, but I do, like, if I have something that's a real holy grail or I know is going to be sell for a lot, yeah, I'll list it right away. But I do mix it up because, I want to attract all kinds of buyers. So I also want to get, like, the St. John and the Prada, but I also want to get, the Old Navy and the Ann Taylor, because I want to draw in buyers, of all types. So so definitely, I kind of mix it up. But if I do have something that's really high end, or I will list it right away. And okay, as long as it fits without cramming it, she says. Yeah. And then Elizabeth says, thanks to your show last week, I bought a new tag hand embroidered Christmas dress, 0 to 6 months. And I paid $3 on eBay and found one listing of the same brand with no tags that has sold 24 dresses at $20 to $25. Okay. So I did see the picture of your dress, Elizabeth, and it is gorgeous. It's embroidered and it's so pretty. It's definitely vintage. So yeah, so there's an example of something that, I'm really glad. And thanks to Ginny, because Ginny was really the one that, that brought us all the great information last week. So another shout out to Ginny for that. And I'm glad, Elizabeth, that you found something, that based on our show. And any tips on pricing? I posted the pick and thrifting. Yeah. So any tips? So I would have to look. That's something I would have to research too, because it's kind of, it's not a certain brand. It's not, it's kind of an off item that is one of a kind. So sometimes on one of a kind items, you can price them. You can kind of almost make up your own price. You can try pricing it high and see. And remember, if you price high, you can always go lower. So, I try to shoot for the stars, and then if it doesn't sell, I'll put it on sale, or on Poshmark, I'll just lower the price a little bit. So yeah, so definitely research it. And I would say if you can't find any others just like it, which you probably won't, or something very, very similar, if you find something very similar, you can kind of see, but they might have underpriced it. So I think you can kind of name your own price with that. So, and you're welcome. So I am going to get into our segments. Let's see. Okay, so our question for you is, so definitely drop us any comments, and we love comments on our YouTube videos. Please thumbs up, please subscribe. If you're just watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We're trying to build up our channel. So if you have any thrifting tips do you have any thrifting tips for beginners? So if you have any of your own tips, please in the YouTube comments, let us know. You can also tag us on Instagram. I'll be showing you our contact information there. You can drop us an email too if you want to, but definitely, we love YouTube comments. So let us know if you have any thrifting tips for beginners. And I'm sorry, I have a cold. Poor Lola's sick. I have a cold, so, and I didn't want to cancel the show at last minute. So again, here I am and trying to do my best. Let's see. So I am. Okay. So next week we have no show because it is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And I hope you have a great week. And so we will be back on the 6th of December at our usual time, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And hopefully, Lola will be feeling better and I won't have a cold. So hopefully we'll both be there for that. And let's see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the right thing up. So everything in my Chrome tab has all these numbers on it. It doesn't show me what exactly I'm looking for. So it's kind of, so I really appreciate Lola a lot more now because I realize how smoothly she runs the show and what she does. So thank you, Lola, for that. So next week, or next show, I'm sorry, on the 6th, we will be doing kind of a part 2 of this. So this one was basically for thrifting, for resellers, and for people that just thrift for themselves. And next episode, we are going to do something about how to resell for resell for beginners. So 10 things we wish we knew. So, tips about, organizing, about what to buy, what not to buy, things like that. Pricing, all kinds of tips. So basically, we'll be giving you a quick run through about, things that we wish we knew, mistakes that we made, early on. So that's our next show, which should be fun. And let's see. Oh, that's not it. I'll find it. So sorry. Sorry, I'm like, nope, that's not it. Okay. So I'm trying to find, oh, you know what? I can just do this. Okay. I think. Nope. Okay. So if anybody has any questions in the chat, please, while I'm, trying to find what I need here, can you please, just let me know and I'll try to address some questions. Nope. So that's what I'm looking for, but it's not showing up. Okay. All right, so I'm trying to find out. So you can contact us, like I said, on our, leave comments on our Instagram and tag us, leave comments on our YouTube, all of that. So there we go. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I'm so sorry. So okay. Thank you, Sabrina. This is my first time running the show, and I am not the tech person. Lola is definitely hands down the tech person, but I didn't want to cancel it last minute. So, and Lola also prepared these wonderful show notes. So, we really did prep for the show. It's just unfortunate that she wasn't feeling well today. So I feel you on the tech issue. Yeah, I am not the tech person. So I really, like I said, again, I really appreciate Lola because she runs it seamlessly and, she's really our tech person. So, okay. So where can you find us? So we are on Poshmark at Thrifting, and Run Lola Run is Lola's Closet. So you can find us there. You can find us on Instagram. Tag us on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. We're at Thrifting and Lola Thrifts. We're on Depop at Thrifting and Run Lola Run. And my eBay, Lola's kind of rebranding her store. So, but my store is Colbray's Dazzling Finds. My eBay ID is Colbray asterisk Dazzle. And I know that's fine. That's another thing. I named my store in the very beginning, and I just haven't changed the name because, I have everything. Like I did my little inserts and everything, and I've kind of branded my banner and all. So, but I would be Thrifting if I could do it over again. So, but that was so originally I had two sons when my third son wasn't even born yet. He wasn't in existence. So my two sons were Colin and Brendan. So I combined their names. That's the history of my store name. And you can also email us at nalothrifts@gmail.com. If you have an idea for an upcoming video, if you want to be a future guest, we love to have some guests on specific topics, or if there's just something that you want to share with us, let us know. And if you have any other comments or questions, please let us know. Also, I want to say that we have a guest coming up in the next few weeks. We are going to be doing a really exciting show. So we have a guest for a Hanukkah show. We're going to be doing an entire Hanukkah themed show. We did a Christmas show. Now we're going to do a Hanukkah show. So that will be on December 11th at, I think our tentative time is 7 p.m. So, look for details upcoming about that. We have a really, really exciting guest. So you guys are going to be really, I think you'll be really impressed with him. So look for more information on that in the future. And if does anybody have any more questions in the chat for me? Okay. Well, I hope everybody stuck with me and enjoyed the show. Again, I apologize that I was a little slow on loading everything, but I hope that you got some good information. And oh, Elizabeth said, "Nay, this is off topic, but your eye makeup looks beautiful. Thank you." I like to try different things. Actually, being an artist, I like to get a little creative. So thank you. And okay, so I guess everybody, let's see. This is Henry. He says, "Good night, hey, baby. Nay, and all is well. Feel better." Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been really battling this cold. I really can't breathe at night. And I've been trying, over-the-counter medicine, which I don't like to take, hot tea, and so hopefully it'll go soon. And Anne Marie says, "Thank you for all the information. I hope you're feeling better soon. Get some rest, and happy Thanksgiving to you too." Thank you so much, Anne Marie. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can kick this cold, in the next few days, that it'll kind of, it's getting better than it was, and then poor Lola is sick. So Brenda says that. Thank you so much, Brenda. Yes, thumbs up, please. And we will be back on the 6th of December with another exciting show, kind of a part 2 to this. So we'll see you then, and have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. And bye-bye. See you.